Before any dream becomes reality, it must first become definite. Vague hopes bring vague results. But when you define exactly what you want with crystal clarity and no hesitation, you ignite the first spark of power. 90 days is not just a timeline. It is the commitment to concentrated focus, urgency, and unshakable determination. Once you know what you want, the countdown begins. Desire is the fuel, not casual interest, but a burning obsession. You must want it so deeply that it consumes your thoughts, colors your emotions, and drives your every action. When your dream becomes a necessity, not a wish everything inside, you begin to align with it. Your mind becomes the compass, and your will becomes the force that keeps you moving, no matter the resistance. But desire alone is not enough. You must believe, truly believe that what you want is already yours. You must erase the thought of failure, for doubt is the poison of achievement. Your dream exists first in the unseen, in your thoughts, in your imagination, and from there, it manifests in the physical world. What you believe determines what you become. So you must act every single day as if the dream is already yours. Speak your vision. Declare it with conviction. Repeat it morning and night until your subconscious mind accepts it as law. Your words are seeds, and the more often you plant them, the faster they will grow into results. Say what you want. Feel it. See it, live it in your mind until it becomes your external world. 90 days may seem short, but that is its power. The urgency forces focus. You will not waste time. You will not entertain distractions. When you compress time, you compress excuses. A short deadline demands daily discipline, and discipline is the bridge between intention and success. You will fall. You will feel resistance. But persistence will carry you when motivation fades. Those who win are not always the smartest or strongest. They are simply the ones who refused to quit. Every setback is not the end. It is a lesson, a redirection, a test of your will. Use it. Let it sharpen you. Let it strengthen your fire. Change your environment. Guard your mind like gold. Do not allow fear, negativity, or limitation into your atmosphere. Surround yourself with energy that supports your vision. Read what builds you. Listen to voices that lift you. Speak only what aligns with the dream. And finally move. Thought without action is wasted energy. Action without belief is blind. But belief, desire, and action, when united, make you unstoppable. For the next 90 days, act as if the world is bending to your will, because it is. If you do this with relentless faith, desire, and work, your dream is not just possible, it is inevitable. Every great accomplishment begins with a clearly defined dream. Without direction, energy is wasted and effort is scattered. But when you have a definite dream one that is specific, vivid, and unshakable, you give your mind a target and your actions a purpose. Vague desires produce vague outcomes, but a clearly imagined goal begins to draw the means for its realization. The moment you declare, "This is what I want," and commit to it with all your heart, you trigger a chain of unseen forces. Ideas begin to flow, people begin to show up, and opportunities begin to align, not by chance, but by the power of decision. A definite dream becomes the magnet for discipline, the blueprint for action, and was of the city of action, and the reason you rise each morning with purpose. Everything you achieve begins the moment you dare to define exactly what you want and refuse to settle for anything less. Desire is the invisible force that moves mountains, defies logic, and breaks through every wall. called impossible. But not just any desire, it must burn. It must become an obsession so intense that it dominates your thoughts, fuels your emotions, and drives you to act when others would quit. A burning desire creates inner urgency, a relentless pressure that refuses to accept delay, denial, or defeat. When you want something so deeply that you're willing to sacrifice comfort, face failure, and keep going without applause, you have tapped into the power that turns dreams into reality. Obstacles shrink in the face of unwavering hunger. What once looked out of reach suddenly begins to rearrange itself in your favor. The world yields to the one who refuses to give up, not because of luck or timing, but because burning desire makes success no longer optional. It takes the impossible and makes it inevitable. Belief is the foundation of all achievement. What you hold as true in your mind becomes the blueprint for what you experience in your life. You can only rise as high as your deepest conviction allows. If you believe you're limited, life will reflect those limits. But if you believe you're capable, worthy, and destined for greatness, your mind will begin to seek and create the evidence to support it. Belief shapes perception. Scenes chire, which the evidence you don't act according to what is true. You act according to what you believe is true. This is why belief must be trained, fed, and protected. It must not be borrowed from others or weakened by fear. But when you believe without question that your dream is possible, your thoughts, your actions, and your environment begin to shift. The mind, when convinced, will command the body, attract the resources, and open doors no one else sees. Belief is not wishful thinking. It is the silent force that turns vision into fact. To bring your dream into reality, you must first alive from it, not toward it. This means acting, thinking, and speaking as if it is already yours. When you embody the version of yourself who has already achieved the goal, you send a clear signal to your mind, your habits, and the world around you. Doubt begins to dissolve, because you are no longer hoping, you are claiming. You walk differently, speak with more certainty, and make decisions with confidence. This shift in identity is powerful because results always follow self-concept. If you see yourself as someone who always wins, your actions will begin to reflect that truth. The world mirrors what you express consistently, and nothing expresses belief louder than behavior. When you act as if, you collapse the distance between the now and the future. You bring the dream into the present moment, and that's where transformation begins. The subconscious mind does not question, it only accepts. And it accepts what it hears most often. This is why repetition is not just a motivational tool. It is a method of reprogramming your reality. When you repeat your vision daily with emotion, conviction, and clarity, you begin to etch it into the deepest layers of your mind. Over time, it becomes your identity, your automatic response, and your inner compass. What once felt distant becomes familiar, even inevitable. The more you affirm your dream, the less room you leave for doubt. The mind responds to dominant thoughts, and repetition makes your vision dominant. Say it out loud. Write it down. Picture it vividly every day. Eventually, your subconscious will stop resisting and start nudging you toward people, park chains, chain picture, decisions, and actions that align with the outcome you've declared. When your inner world accepts the dream, your outer world has no choice but to reflect it. A dream without a specific time frame is like a ship without a sail. It may drift forever, but it will never arrive. Without a deadline, there is no pressure, no urgency, and no demand for focused action. You tell yourself you'll begin someday, but someday never comes. When you set a clear deadline, like 90 days, your dream stops being a vague wish and becomes a mission. Time limits force the mind to prioritize, to eliminate distractions, and to act with intention. A deadline converts inspiration into strategy and emotion into execution. It holds you accountable. It pushes you when motivation fades. You begin to measure progress, adjust your pace, and commit to results. The clock becomes your ally, not your enemy. A dream becomes powerful only when you assign it a finish line, because that's when your behavior changes and your dream begins to take form. But success does not favor the lucky, it favors the relentless. It rewards the one who refuses to back down, even when the odds are stacked against them. Persistence is the silent power that keeps you moving when motivation runs dry and results are not yet visible. It's easy to start with enthusiasm, but it's the one who keeps going through failure, through criticism, through silence who eventually wins. Persistence turns setbacks into stepping stones. It transforms rejection into redirection. Every time you choose not to quit, you strengthen your character and signal to life that you are serious. Doors open for those who keep knocking. Results appear for those who keep showing up. The world cannot ignore a person who refuses to go away. Success may not come quickly, but it will always bow to the one who persists without excuse, without complaint, and without threat. Your environment plays a powerful role in shaping what you believe about yourself and your potential. The people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, and even the spaces you occupy all influence your mindset. If you are constantly around negativity, doubt, or limiting beliefs, you will find your own thoughts reflecting those same limitations. However, when you immerse yourself in an environment that encourages growth, positivity, and possibility, your own belief in your dreams becomes stronger. The mind is highly impressionable, and it gravitates toward the energies and influences it encounters daily. This is why it is essential to curate your environment carefully. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift, challenge, and inspire you. Fill your mind with books, teachings, and conversations that reinforce your belief in your ability.